I was going through a slow language loss. I guess I didn't see how I could keep it. And I saw a flyer and it said, apply for this Chinese Flagship Program. And I said, okay, that kind of sounds something interesting to me.
The Language Flagship was initiated in 2002 and leads the nation in advanced language education. Through an innovative partnership between the federal government, education, and business, the Language Flagship graduates students who can conduct high-level work in critical languages. Dr. Dana Bougerie, the director of the BYU Chinese Flagship Center, was among the first educational leaders chosen to create an accelerated language program aimed at advanced Mandarin speakers.
National Security Education Program, which was the funder of this, came to certain universities saying, you know, we're looking for universities has some capacity that we can partner with and then raise that level up and get a really high level of ability and proficiency in various critical languages they sought. And Chinese was one of them, obviously.
The entire program was structured for whatever you wanted to do. So I set this goal of performing services, accounting services for companies in China. And so the structure gave me the tutoring, it gave me the exposure, it gave me the feeling of being dropped in the middle of an ocean and a little bit of a lifeboat or a little bit of a life preserver, and I found that I could swim, and it really wasn't all that difficult as long as you have the guts to do it.
The biggest challenge is definitely the time requirements. There is a very big amount of coursework, and it was a huge shock at the beginning, right when we got in there. Just, you know, almost like a slap in the face, telling me to wake up. And you know, I felt really discouraged a lot at the beginning, and almost even hopeless for the first month or so, because I didn't know how to grasp this. I didn't fully understand what we were doing, and there was just an overload. But since then, I've been able to get used to that.
You may be well-trained and you may be bright, but you still have to pay your dues.
The domestic phase of the flagship program is performance-based, requiring students to participate in formal presentations, debates, and speech competitions as part of their advanced level coursework. The program also emphasizes individualized and one-on-one instruction to ensure that students are meeting their aims within their professional domain.
I think that it's it's different than a Chinese major or even going on to graduate school, but I feel that the training that it can offer in my field of study is more valuable than doing a major and taking other classes, because it does focus in on what I want to learn.
Like compared to regular Chinese classes are great, but as far as accelerated independent study, kind of like supportive independent study, because they have us with private tutors 7 hours a week. So that's what really does it. That really helps prepare for it. A lot more than that kind of classroom instruction is to be able to focus on the things I need to.
There's definitely different levels of efficiency of the kinds of work you can do with your tutor, and I've been working on that and paying a lot of attention to my time with my tutor and how it's spent and how best to use it. But I feel like I'm only now sort of getting to a place where I can really get the most out of that time.
I'd like my Chinese to speak Chinese as well as possible by the time I'm finished with college. And I also like the idea of being able to graduate college with a base of professional vocabulary, or a foundation of professional vocabulary that I can use going into the field.
这个中文领航的这个学生，因为他的学生都有个性化，他们在学习的时候，他们经常会交流，比如说他们有报告会这样，所以中文领航项目的学生在中国文化和中文专业知识方面，应该说比中文部的其他学生要更加的广泛、更加的专门、更加的深入。我觉得这是中文领航项目我非常喜欢它的一个地方。
有2个不同的体系，一个是国有企业的，一个是私有企业的，所以有2个不同的医院，一个是免费的，你想去就可以去，但是你会需要排队。 另外一个是私有保险的，如果你有私有保险的话，你可以去那个私有医院，然后可以有更快、质量更高、更好的医疗，但是你要付钱。
但是1950年之后，社会各种各样的方面都发生了一些变化，比如说人口中国的社会人口从年轻型变为成年型。
We're trying to give really high quality opportunities to BYU students embedded in a high quality undergraduate program. It's already a high quality education, but if you can infuse this kind of sophisticated language and culture training, embed that into a BYU education, they come out with skills that are quite rare. I mean, they truly are rare.
Upon completion of the domestic phase at BYU, all flagship students study for a semester at Nanjing University, alongside native Chinese students in their major areas.
I know I've got a lot more work to do before I'm ready to have an in-class experience with other Chinese students. But I'm very excited about it because it's going to give me a chance to see the Chinese education system from the inside. It's going to give me a great chance to be immersed in Chinese culture and Chinese language, and to really hone the skills that I'm starting to develop right now for handling education policy in China.
The coursework in Flagship has definitely been focused on helping us, with the intense amount of homework that we're doing each week with the readings. We have to do them fast. You want to understand them, but you have to go quickly. You have to write quickly, and you have to be able to compose something in a pretty short amount of time. And so that pressure has really, I think, prepared us for the type of education we'll be getting when we're there.
This university study is followed by a 4-month internship in a Chinese company or institution related to the student's area of study.
Right now I'm already starting to prepare for the internship, partly because, as the program leaders have told us ahead of time, the Flagship is a very self-directed sort of program, and you really need to take care of yourself and develop the sorts of skills to function on your own. They don't baby us. So I'm going to need to be able to build my resume up a little bit. I found a summer program that will give me some experience in that field and also some language training. And then I've been looking around at different organizations that work in solving China's education problems in China. And I'm trying to figure out from that what the field looks like and what opportunities there are for Americans to come in and help out.
Successful graduates of the Flagship program gain invaluable experience and become highly competitive in their professional fields.
So the Flagship program really just gave me the confidence, the resources, and the goal, and essentially told me, you can do this.
I went to the Qingdao program this summer with the Flagship program, where I lived in a dorm with a Chinese roommate, became good friends with him, learned a lot of, was able to improve my Chinese a lot. I think the best thing was the relationships I got out of that. Through the Flagship program, I was able to have the experiences there, as well as kind of meet some business contacts. And from that, I've actually, last November, I started doing an importing business from the contacts I had over there, and selling via different social media websites here in America. And from mid-December till now, our sales revenue has been over $30,000. So I think being able to have the Flagship program to really promote professional networking, not just sit in a classroom and read your book kind of learning, but go out there and do your profession. That's what I like about it.
I can name on my fingers the people I've met over the years that can do what we are training our students to do. Well, when they come out, they're still young people, and they're not that experienced, but they have a wonderful base from which to begin. So these are people I think we can really feel proud of as part of the BYU community. We can feel like these are people that when they go out there, you can be proud they're your graduates.